Hello there, welcome to the World of Warships Legends with Ungainly Titan. And we're in the Marblehead on the Triton map playing in a domination mode game. I've been playing the Marblehead and the other Founder Pack warships quite a bit recently. I started doing it after I had basically elite the Benson and discovered that I didn't have enough cash available to buy the Fletcher immediately. And I played the Tech 3 ships for a short while afterwards. Well, then I continued to play the Tech 3 ships, I suppose, until I had elited the Wyoming, the Tier 4 battleship. I'd already elited the Omaha, but I hadn't bought past it. I wanted to get to Tier 7 as soon as possible on the destroyer line. What is the one that I'm highest up on? So what I have decided to do is to go back and play the premium ships, keep playing them for a while with the purposes of building up a very large stock of silver so that I can buy the Fletcher, say. Play some Tier 7 game just to see what it's like. And then probably go back and run one of the other lines up to Tier 7 as well. And so the idea would be to have, I don't know, 20, 30 million in the bank at the start of this campaign, so to speak, so that I can run along uninterrupted as far as I can get. I'd probably go the battleship line next, going from the Wyoming onwards, because they just seem to do that a little bit better in the Arkansas than either the Marblehead or the Iwaki. The Marblehead, I still wouldn't say that I have figured out how to play the Marblehead properly. I'm still working on trying to, what's the optimal strategy with the Marblehead's torpedoes. It took me a while to realise that the torpedoes themselves aren't terribly good, and there isn't a lot of them. But they do actually reload quite quickly, so you can use them as a kind of a herding thing, just to fire them out there. And if they know they're in the water, it'll force them to take evasive action and turn, which often force them to give you broadsides, or if it's not you they're giving broadsides, they'll be giving broadsides to other ships in your fleet, and that therefore you'll be able to take advantage of this, because shooting at broadsides is the way to go. It's just so much easier to do damage to a ship that's broadsiding you, particularly with armor piercing, than it is to do to a ship that's heading you, bow tanking you, or heading you straight on, or leaving you straight up away. So what I have been doing lately is to try and basically kite people into following me, and then just leaving trails of torpedoes after me. Or ideally catch people in confined spaces, but that's not necessarily easy to do. Now with the fur attack it there, and he's trying to cap Bravo, but if he actually stopped firing his guns, he'd have a much better chance, because then I wouldn't be able to see him, and I wouldn't be able to get cap resets on him. And there he is again, firing his guns, and at this range I'm kind of partly able to dodge the shots. The real trouble is when you get into crossfires here, and then people are shooting from different directions, and you're giving broadside to somebody. Run a high risk then of a citadel strike. The enemy are pretty strong on our side, although I suppose we have probably the numerical advantage on this side. We have one destroyer attempting to contest Bravo, and we've I don't know any sign of anybody down around Alpha. However, we're the one of the ships down, and this situation doesn't improve anytime in the near future. So the destroyers here, try and make them a priority as well, but it's engaging destroyers at long range is tricky enough. And I keep constantly sort of attracting attention to particular ships as well. So Bravo's still contested. Somebody's fired torpedoes through the smoke screen. I don't know whether we have a friendly ship in the smoke screen or not. Doesn't look like we have anybody left over there anymore. So that's probably one of our missing destroyers. There's the Phoenix. Got a few rounds into it. Didn't do a whole lot of damage. We put out some more rounds. Pity that, ideally we could do it a faster rate of fire on this ship, but I suppose it's only a Tier 4. It would be nice though, because we have, by the time we reloaded, we have the shots in the air have almost landed. Although I suppose it does give you a better opportunity to correct your aim. So Phoenix is coming out very strongly in around our side. But I'm not alone. I have ships inside me between me and the enemy. I'm heading directly away from them, which I probably shouldn't, but I'm very reluctant to give the Phoenix my broadside. That would really put the kibosh in my plans in the future. If I can get rid of the Phoenix first, then I'd be a much better chance to do something positive, should we say. The other thing is, can I get some torpedoes in the water that will affect the Phoenix? See, the Phoenix is rotating and dunking around as well, so we've gotten a hit there while I was paying too much attention to the torpedoes. And we're on fire. It looks like I'm going to use a damage control party on that one because I just can't afford to leave it burn. Can't really afford to let multiple fires burn on a ship. We just burn down too fast. And I suppose the enemy destroyers are far away enough that I don't worry about torpedo hits right just now. However, the Phoenix is starting to give me a broadside there. And I do have some torpedoes in the water in its general direction. I have no idea whether there's a chance of hitting or not. Usually they don't when you're firing these kind of ranges. It doesn't look great at the moment. Although, hang on. One of them's going to hit. One of them's definitely going to hit. Two of them has actually hit. That's pretty good news. Because that's brought down. The ship was a real pain in my ass, but the trouble is I'm now stuck on the side of the map. This is going to take a while. This is going to wait for my engine to stop and slow down and then stop pushing against me. And then eventually I'll reverse out of the position. But it's going to be a problem, because it meant that I couldn't come to the immediate assistance of that cruiser calling for help, nor can I really be effective against the Farragut. He's just too far away. We're still down ships, and in fairness to the team, we've managed to claw back the deficit that we were down, so we're not down as many ships as we were. On the general principles of somebody sailing in that direction, and I can fire torpedoes in that direction, I might as well do so. Farragut now has come actually within gunnery range, so we're going to drop some shots out. I'm starting to back out from the map edge as well, so I should be released from my prison. Yes, I'm actually out. So I'm out and the Farragut's turning, so he's going to miss, these are going to miss. I don't know if that is worthwhile doing. Better off getting shots out. Farragut's just outside of range, I think. And then you start steaming in the other direction. And we're even in numbers, which is actually a massive improvement. So, right, let's push forward. See if we can get back into firing range there. The Farragut's taking a bit of a pounding. His engine must be dead, actually. Stopped in the water, looks like. A rather doomed position for a destroyer to be in under the guns of a destroyer and another cruiser. So now it's 3 against 2, but the 2 is a cruiser and a battleship against the 2 cruisers and a destroyer. And the destroyer, at least, is on very low health. I don't know, the cruiser is quite a distance away as well. Don't know exactly how much health he has. I'm not too badly off on health, but I'm out of the fight in the sense that I suppose I'd allowed myself to drive into the map border there. That got me out of the fight completely, and this now means that I'm very far away from my allies. Ideally, the allies should be coming back and giving me an assistance. Now, it looks like there's an airplane there pursuing the cruiser. So that means there's one of the enemy ships, probably the enemy cruiser, is closing in up that channel. Looks like the airplane's also landing either on the ground or somewhere near that cruiser. And we're down a cruiser. And we're down a destroyer. Oh dear, it's just me. Scary voices now telling me probably that it's just me. No problem. We're up to the challenge. It looks like the Isakaze brought the enemy destroyer or cruiser down with it. So it's just me and a battleship, and I think it's a full strength Wyoming. Because the last time I saw him, he had no damage taken. So this is going to be challenging, to say the least. I wouldn't regard myself as a player that you'd be relying on to carry a game in World of Warships. So, and I don't even know exactly where. Oh, there he is. So we found him. He's coming around the coast. He's coming straight at me, and he's in a full strength, full hit point Wyoming. Has taken no damage whatsoever. So we're going to have to get in there. We're going to have to launch our attack, preferably from outside his range, and then we're going to try and sink him while staying alive ourselves, which is going to be the tricky bit. So, can I finally master the art of the torpedo and actually get a ship at long range with torpedoing from a cruiser? It'll take quite a while to burn this guy down. He's bow tanking me, which is the right sensible thing to do. So I'm going to have to face him with high explosives rather than... that's close to the island, so hopefully these won't miss. If I can get some torpedoes into him and get around the island while he's flooding, I could let him burn and flood away quite happily until such time as, you know, I need to sort of do it again. We've taken a bad hit, and has he put out the fire? He's put out the fire, and he's taken a torpedo hit. That's interesting. Now he's not, the torpedo indicator is going to mislead me here, because that's why I fired. I didn't fire on the torpedo indicator. I realised that he was going to ground, so I'm going to try and put the shots in while he's grounded, and I get 3 torpedo hits and I still don't sink him. The frustration of it. Now this set of torpedoes should get him. The question is, can I get them off and get out of his line of sight before he gets a decent salvo off? I should be turning more. Oh, this is close. And no, don't make it. So I didn't get around the island. And I was just wondering in hindsight, was he probably still flooding? That maybe I shouldn't have bothered firing that last set of torpedoes. That if he was flooding and burning at that point, that maybe he'd used his damage control. I wonder if I look at it again. Using the magic video editors, I just wanted to look at that again. So there's my first torpedo strike from the long range hit. And then I fire the second lot when I spot that he's going to ground. And he's not flooding. There's no flood damage indicator, and there's no incrementing damage, I don't think. Except for my artillery strikes. 3 more torpedo hits. Takes damage from the torpedoes. Substantial damage. But he's not flooding. I have no idea why that is so. Is it possible that his damage control party was still active when all my torpedo hits struck, and therefore it didn't go as flooding? So I think I was screwed anyway. I think I would have had to rely on the final set of torpedo strikes, because surely by that stage his damage repair party, because the fire's out as well. Don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and a share. Feel free to comment, and if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.